What's up guys, Toy Bro here, and we're going to take another look at one of the Marvel Legends Thor Ragnarok wave figures with the comic style Thor from this wave. So we've got our standard Legends box, we got our window, we got our figure, we got an enormous Gladiator Hulk torso there. Spin it around, we've got a shot of Ares, because this figure shares a slot with Ares. We've got a shot of Thor and Ares on the back. We got our lineup, we got our Build-A-Figure, and then we have a shot of Thor on the other side. So let's pull this guy out and take a look. All right, so here is our Thor figure out of the package. And I know I mentioned in the Loki review that I did recently that he was likely going to be my least favorite figure in the wave, but it turns out it's this guy. There's just not a lot about this figure that is exciting to me, and he's just very, very basic. He also reuses some parts from Sentry, specifically the head, which it's just lazy, I think, especially when this doesn't really look anything like Thor to me. But let's go over the basics first. We'll do articulation. We've got a hinged ball. Goes down a decent bit. It doesn't go too far up before the head just pops right off, at least on my figure. The arms can go all the way out, all the way around. My joints are still really tight, though. Bicep swivel. We've got double jointed elbows, and then we've got a hinged swiveling wrist. We have got an ab crunch. He goes over pretty far. He goes back a decent bit. Waist twist. Legs go almost splits. Nice high kick. They go back a decent bit. Thigh cut. We've got double jointed knees. And then we have got a hinge and a rocker at the ankle there. So pretty basic stuff for a Legends figure. As far as his sculpt goes, he's, like I said, he's really basic. He uses one of the more updated bodies. I think this is kind of the replacement for the old Hyperion body that they're going with, where the pecs don't look so ridiculous, where they're sticking out like a half-inch from his chest. We've got the sculpted on boots with the kind of knee pads that stick up. But for the most part, he is a really, really basic figure. And I did say that he reuses the head from Sentry. I don't have that figure to do a comparison, but he definitely has the same head, same hair, I believe. The only real difference is the paint on the face. The Sentry doesn't have pupils, and Thor obviously does. He does have this pretty cool cape, though. I like the tattered nature of it, all the holes and the tearing on it. And then as far as paint goes, it's pretty minimal. He's got the brown wraps. There is a lot of shading on the cape. Honestly, most of the paint work is probably done on this cape, which, again, I do like that cape. He's got a painted on tunic, which I don't really like. You can tell that it's on. I mean, you can tell just by looking at it that it's painted on. It just doesn't really do anything to hide that illusion. And then he's got a little bit of paint on the face, just in the eyes, but they are straight and very, very clean. And then he's got a bit of a wash in that hair. So he's got kind of the dirty blonde with a bit of a darker wash in there. He is included, with one accessory. He's got his Jarnbjorn axe. So this is the axe that Thor has. I believe he has it now in the comics, now that he's unworthy Thor. But I believe this Thor is supposed to represent the younger side of Thor, not unworthy Thor, but before he's proven himself worthy to hold Mjolnir. So they kind of went with this figure to create the kind of the timeline for Thor, because we've previously gotten a more modern comic Thor, and then there is King Thor in the Odin Build-A-Figure wave. He's the alternate Build-A-Figure. So this guy is kind of the younger side of it, I believe. I'm not up to date on Thor comics, so if I'm wrong there, please correct me. But I do like this axe. I think it's pretty cool. The Build-A-Figure actually came with this, the Odin Build-A-Figure, but it was different. So they kind of have upped the detail on this. It's got a nice metallic sheen on it. It's got some kind of runic carvings in the blade, and then we've got the black and silver paint on the handle. So I do like the accessory. I just don't think the figure's all that interesting. I think it's pretty obvious that I just don't really care about this guy. That's really what it comes down to. I have my Return of Marvel Legends Thor. That's my comic idealistic Thor for me. So I have a Thor that I already like. I've got a movie Thor now that I really like. This guy's just kind of extra to me. I'm not sure I'm actually going to keep him. He's not terrible, he's just not great. And at the end of the day, he pales in comparison to the other comic figures in this wave, and especially to the figures in general. So he's just bottom of the barrel for me. But if you're a big Thor fan, he's probably worth looking into. So that is going to do it for this little quick review of the Thor Ragnarok, Young Thor, Odinson, whatever he's supposed to be called, figure from Hasbro's Marvel Legends. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Do that whole YouTube thing. And until next time, everyone.